Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Academy Week 12 Start or Sit. Let's get straight into the players that we are going to start and sit this week. I am not going to be going through our top 15, top 20 guys at each position, but more so those fringe players that you might want to sit, you might want to start. And if you could all go ahead and give the Fantasy Academy a quick subscribe, it's going to help our channel grow and we can keep giving you guys content. So with that said, we're going to be talking about quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers, and tight ends. And let's get straight into it with quarterbacks. Like I said, I'm in my car, so I've got my notes over here. Quarterbacks you're going to want to be starting in Week 12. Derek Carr going up against Atlanta. Derek Carr's looked great lately. Atlanta's defense has looked horrible all season. So definitely get Derek Carr in there. And then we've got Carson Wentz going against Seattle. Yes, I know Carson Wentz has been awful, but he's playing Seattle, and every quarterback has been putting up good numbers against Seattle. So this is a get-right game for Carson Wentz. So get him into your lineup. He's going to put up points, and he's likely to have Zach Ertz back this week as well. So get Wentz in your lineup. Put some faith in him. We know he can be good, so get him in there. And then we've got Baker Mayfield going against Jacksonville. Jacksonville's ranked 30th against quarterbacks, so definitely play Baker Mayfield. The Browns have been playing really well, 7 wins, and their run game is really going with Nick Chubb back. And then we've got Ryan Fitzpatrick going up against the New York Jets. They took Tua out last week and put Fitzmagic in, and so he's going up against the Jets this week, which he should have a strong game. And he's looking to have a game since they benched him, and now he's back in. So get Fitzmagic in your lineup against that trash Jets defense. And as far as quarterbacks you're going to want to sit this week, Foles or Trubisky, whichever quarterback is playing for Chicago, they're going against the Green Bay defense, which has been, they're ranked 7th against quarterbacks, so pretty solid this season. So be sure to keep them out of your lineup. And then Drew Lock going up against New Orleans, which they've been good against quarterbacks as well, ranked 9th. So Drew Lock has had 2 good games this season, but not enough to give us trust to put him in the lineup every week. And I don't think this is going to be one of those weeks where he has a solid week. So keep him out of your lineup. And then let's move on to running backs. Running backs you're going to want to start this week. Jonathan Taylor going up against Tennessee, ranked 27th against the run. JT, everyone keeps doubting him. Not sure why. He's putting up solid numbers every week. So get Jonathan Taylor in your lineup going against that Tennessee defense. Then we've got Giovanni Bernard going up against the Giants. He has filled in really nicely for Joe Mixon since he's been out. So Giovanni Bernard, he's getting the touchdowns. He's great out of the backfield catching the ball. And so make sure to have him in your lineup in Week 12. Give him the green light. And then we've got Gus Edwards with J.K. Dobbins out and Mark Ingram out. Gus Edwards is going to be the guy to go to, so make sure to get him in your lineup. And then you're going to be sitting Melvin Gordon. I'm looking at my father-in-law. And then you're going to be sitting Melvin Gordon going up against New Orleans, who is right now the top defense against running backs. I know that's surprising, but New Orleans has been solid. And then Darrell Henderson going up against San Francisco. Darrell Henderson, he just hasn't been, he looked really solid mid-season, earlier in the season, but he's just, with Cam Akers coming back, he's not getting the same production. He's not playing as well. And so keep Darrell Henderson out of your lineup because you just don't know, if he's going to put up points or not. And it's looking more like they're, getting Cam Akers more involved. So I feel like this camera keeps zooming in, but maybe not. Will it zoom out? Boo! Let's try this. See if I can get it not to fall off the edge. All right, let's keep going. Wide receivers. Get Nelson Aguilar in your lineup this week. Nelson Aguilar. Get him in your lineup for the Raiders. They're going up against Atlanta. Horrible pass defense. Horrible against receivers. And he has been solid for the Raiders this season. No one expected that. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and Philadelphia Eagles fans were not happy with him. And then we've got Travis Fulgham. Like I said with Carson Wentz, this is a get-right game for Travis Fulgham, so be sure to get him in your lineup. They've got Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert, who will be taking a lot of the passing production, but I also think, they need one wide receiver to step up, and he has a really high snap percentage, Fulgham does. And I don't think Jalen Reagor is going to be the guy to step up this week, so be sure to get Fulgham in your lineup. This thing is killing me. Be sure to get Fulgham in your lineup this week. I think he's going to have a big game. Maybe you disagree with that, but that's my guess, is that he has a get-right game. And then we've got Justin Jefferson with Adam Thielen out. Who's Kirk Cousins going to throw to? BB Johnson? BC Johnson? No, it's going to be Justin Jefferson. He's going to be I wouldn't be surprised if he had 15 targets in week 12. So get Justin Jefferson in your lineup against Carolina. They've been solid against the pass defense, but Jefferson should have a really strong game. And then you're going to be sitting Brandon Ayuk. Why are you going to be sitting Brandon Ayuk? Because he's playing against the Los Angeles Rams and Jalen Ramsey. And I pretty much always list the receiver. I always list the receiver going against Jalen Ramsey as a don't play them, because Jalen Ramsey's pretty locked down. Now, you could say Mike Evans did have a pretty good week last week against Jalen Ramsey, but that's not very usual for Jalen Ramsey. So Brandon Ayuk, he's a rookie. Jalen Ramsey should take advantage of him and get him out of your lineup. Then we've got Marquez Valdez-Scantling going against Chicago's pass defense, ranked third against wide receivers. He had a pretty solid week last week, except the end of the game. Apparently he got death threats. All you people sending death threats out there, stop it. It's stupid. It's football. It's just a game. I know we enjoy it, but stop the death threats. So don't play Marquez Valdez-Scantling. I don't think he's going to have another big week. He'll play a lot, but he's just not going to get the production against this Chicago Bears defense. Devontae Adams will get plenty, but I don't think there's going to be too much to spread around for MVS. And then we've got Corey Davis going against Indianapolis defense, ranked 7th against wide receivers. This is going to be a game where there's a lot of running between the Colts and the Titans, and a lot of Derrick Henry, a lot of Jonathan Taylor, Nyheim Hines, Jordan Wilkins. And so I say, if they're going to be throwing the ball, they're going to be throwing it to Jonnu Smith or A.J. Brown, and it's not going to be Corey Davis. Not a week for Corey Davis, so keep him out of your lineup. And lastly, we've got Austin Hooper. I'm sorry for how much of a mess this video has been, but we're on tight ends. The last position group we're going to go through. Tight ends for week 12, you're playing Austin Hooper going against Jacksonville's defense. They're trash against tight ends. So get Austin Hooper in, even though I think Austin Hooper is trash. He's going to have a good week. And then we've got Goddard, Ertz. Play them both. If Ertz is back, play them both. If it's just Goddard, play Goddard. They're going against Seattle. Seattle's actually pretty good against tight ends, but the Eagles target their tight ends so much that it doesn't really matter if they're going to go up against a good tight end defense or not. And then Eric Ebron going against the Ravens, which surprisingly they're ranked 20th against tight ends. The Ravens are, so they're not great against tight ends. And Eric Ebron has been showing a really strong connection with Ben Roethlisberger this season, and especially the last 4 or 5 games. So I wouldn't be surprised if he puts up 12 to 15 points this week. They've just got such a solid receiving core. Chase Claypool, Deontay Johnson, Juju Smith-Schuster, James Washington, Eric Ebron. Dang, it's a good group. And then tight ends you're going to be sitting this week. Tyler Higbee going against San Francisco. Really good against the tight end. So sit Higbee. Then we've got Jared Cook. I had him as a starter last week. Sitter this week going against Denver. And they've got Taysom Hill. I don't think he got a lot of work last week. So sit Cook. And then we've got Colts tight ends. Yes, Trey Burton will get a touchdown every once in a while. Yes, Jack Doyle will get a touchdown every once in a while. Yes, Mo Alley Cox will get 4 targets a game and end with 5 points. But we never know who's going to get the points for these Indianapolis tight ends. So it's just too risky. They're going against Tennessee, and like I said, there's going to be a lot of running in that game. So there's not going to be a lot of, targets to go around for a lot of these tight ends. So I say just stay away from Colts tight ends in week 12, and you'll thank me for it. And that's it for the Fantasy Academy week 12 janky video. We'll be back next week with you to talk about players that you're going to be sitting and starting in week 13. I hope you're all getting ready for the playoffs as you should be. If you've been watching this channel, you should be plugging in the right players that have driven you to the playoffs. And with that said, again, reminder, give us a subscribe, follow the channel, comment below. Let me know what you disagree with, what you agree with. Any fantasy questions that you have, put them below. And I will see you next week, week 13. Until then, I'm out.